let's take a look at our top selections. Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, taking a look at the first leg of the 50-cent late pick 4 at Santa Anita on Sunday. Let's throw up the field for race number 8. It's the Grade 2 Santa Anita Sprint Championship. 3/4 of a mile is the distance. $200,000 is the purse. It's a short field, Mike. The one Collusion Illusion, I guess, has emerged as the best dirt sprinter in Southern California. In the races that he's actually finished, he's 5 for 5.
He is undefeated sprinting. He is a multiple graded stakes winner. He did beat older horses in a grade 1 last time. I mean, he's very hard to knock. That he's not particularly fast. There's nothing that flashy about him, but he's very hard to knock.
He did get a pretty nice pace setup last time out when he won the Grade 1 Bing Crosby. And as we look at the Timeform US Pace Projector, it's likely to be a different situation. What a weird scenario. A gray bar, which indicates no speed in a major graded stakes race for sprinters prepping for the Breeders' Cup. The good news with Collusion Illusion is this. While he came from off a hot pace last time out, he can stay close if the pace is slow.
Yeah, he can. Number 3 Flagstaff can. Number 4 CZ Rocket can as well. Maybe they won't be going that fast, Dan, but I doubt that they're just going to go to the half and 47. I think they'll be racing early, and we'll just see how it all plays out.
Let's watch Collusion Illusion's victory in the Grade 1 Bing Crosby on August the 1st at Del Mar. In behind horses, Red Silk's White Cap, nice move by Flavien Prat. Spies an opening in between horses, drops down towards the inside, and is going to get up over the late running closer Lexitonian, who lost ground turning into the lane.
Yeah, I mean, you sort of already pointed it out, Dan. He ran well in there, but he had all the best of it from a pace scenario. A big contested pace in front of him. He sat off it. He got the room to run, and he and Lexitonian came from out of it to run 1-2 in there. Again, I don't want to knock this horse. He shows up every single time, and he doesn't need to be that far off the pace, but it does sort of feel like he's in a position here where he's going to have to run another career top to beat this field.
Now, we saw on the pace projector that the 2 Desert Law is expected to be on the lead. That could be a great advantage for a horse that was second in the Bing Crosby in 2019. Now, he was part of that very hot pace, and he understandably paid the price, and only his second start off of a lengthy layoff in this year's Crosby. Last time out, he was second, however, in an optional claimer. I'm beginning to wonder if he's the kind of horse that runs to his level of competition.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Certainly, it's hard to endorse him off of what he's done so far this year. I realize it's only 3 starts. He's got a couple of races from last summer that would make him a player in here. But I'm kind of at the point, Dan, where I don't care if he makes the early lead in this race. I don't think he's good enough.
I'm a fan of the number 3 Flagstaff, and I think as the third choice in this race, he represents a little bit of value. His race 3 starts back in the Count Fleet Sprint at Oaklawn I thought was very, very good. He didn't break very well. I thought he was in a bit tight down towards the inside in the early portion of that race. Then he swung very wide turning into the stretch. It was making up a lot of late ground. Last time out in the Pat O'Brien, he was beaten by CZ Rocket, but he ran okay, and I wonder if that was sort of a means to this race.
Yeah, maybe it could have been. We'll see what happens here as they go a furlong shorter. It's just hard. I don't really know what to say about the Pat O'Brien last time, Dan. He and CZ Rocket, both just sat right up on the pace. They dueled to the finish. CZ Rocket was a little bit better than Flagstaff was. I don't know. I like Flagstaff. I think he can win this race. We'll see what kind of price he is.
Let's watch that race, the Pat O'Brien that you just mentioned. And I think you also made a very good point. The race was at 7/8 of a mile. We see CZ Rocket in the orange silks on the outside. He was stalking the pace. Flagstaff is in between horses, and CZ Rocket's just going to outstay them going 7/8. He was always a very promising horse when Al Stahl had him. He's turned into a terror for Peter Miller since being claimed. He's won his last 4 starts. Do you think those 2 horses, CZ Rocket and Flagstaff, are slightly more effective at slightly longer distances?
Yeah, I guess it's possible. I don't know if I necessarily feel that way, but it's definitely possible. I just don't really know what to say about CZ Rocket. Then he's obviously good. He's 4 for 4 since Peter Miller claimed him, and now he's a grade 2 winner. I just have a little bit of a feeling that his Pat O'Brien last time was a case of, right place, right time for this horse. He got it done. He did earn a 97 buyer speed figure, which I guess gives him another chance to come right back and win again. I won't be surprised when he wins, Dan. I just don't want to bet this horse as the favorite.
It's a good point, right place, right time, because he was catching Flagstaff off a light layoff, and he was also catching giant expectations. As we take a look at our top picks for this race, coming off of a lengthy layoff, and giant expectations arguably was the best horse on form coming in. Listen, he's made $1 million. He's kept quality competition. He just was running off of a long layoff. And to me, I think that was a really good fitness builder for him. I am also a little bit concerned, however, about the 6 for him. I've always thought he was kind of a tweener,
Yeah.
not exactly a 3/4 horse, not exactly a miler.
I share that concern. I don't know if 6 furlongs actually helps him. There's also a little bit of, he's 7 now. He's going to have to prove that he can still run a really fast race. He did not really do any running at all last time. So maybe he just needed the race, though. I just looked at it this way, Dan, and I'm not going to advocate too hard for this horse. But if he can still run, and if he runs one of his good races, I think he will beat this field. Maybe he won't be able to do it, but he's 6-1 on the morning line in a race where I have no use for the favorites.
That's the most important point. Getting a horse of this caliber at that sort of price against this field, certainly worth the gamble. 6-1. If he stays close to that, even 9-2, I think is value on him in this race. Mike's going 5-4-3-1. I just think CZ Rocket's too sharp to ignore. I don't love him turning back to 6. But as Mike mentioned, several of the horses that don't need the lead, they've enough tactical speed to work out a good trip. And I think CZ Rocket's one of them. So again, 5-4-3-1 for Mike, 4-1-3-2 for me. It is the Grade 2 Santa Anita Sprint Championship, kicking off a 50-cent late pick 4 at the Great Race Place on Sunday. Best of luck.